Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Dodger Shark, and whoa! I watched Eternals, and whoa! It was fine. Okay, everyone's saying this is the worst Marvel movie. Watched a different movie. Because it wasn't good, but it was still a 5 out of 10. Like, it's not as good as the boring garbage Thor Dark World 2 out of 10 garbage. So, like, it's a fine, okay, 5 out of 10 experience. I would say you should still go watch it as long as you keep your, like, expectations in check that it isn't very good. Like, okay, let's start with the biggest problems. I'm not going to do a plot synopsis because I'm going to have a seizure and a stroke if I do, but if you really want a plot synopsis, go watch the dang movie. Let's talk about the movie's biggest problems, to keep this as short as possible. First biggest problem, there's 10 Eternals. This feels like I walked in and started watching Age of Ultron, except I haven't watched a single previous movie. There's just so many people that I'm supposed to keep track of, and it's a lot. Especially during the whole getting the band back together crap. They go to each specific location and spend like a solid 10 minutes on each character, which is just, I don't care about half of these people. Like, I don't care about the lady who loses her mind and kills her friends every so often. I don't care about the, like, I don't care about, I literally can't remember half of them. I don't remember about the super speed girl who can't talk. I don't care. I don't care about the unbelievably forced, gay character with the mechanic stuff. I don't care. I'm not gonna spend, okay, I am gonna real quick touch on the whole gay character thing, because, like, in general, I'm fine with gay Marvel character. I'm not fine with them making an entire scene dedicated to, like, a touching farewell between him and his husband. It was really forced and really played out and really felt like Disney was just trying to show that they're inclusive and love everyone. But, like, if you want to do a gay character, that's fine. Don't make it, like, seem like the biggest deal on planet Earth. Like, if I was gay and I watched this movie, I wouldn't want a gay character to be, like, the biggest deal on planet Earth to everyone. If I was gay and I wanted a gay character, like, I would want that to be, like, just subtle, come up in conversation. They don't need a kissing scene to his, like, farewell husband tribute. They could just be, like, some random conversation and say, like, it's implied in Loki that he's bisexual, which is a great way of doing that. It just randomly came up in conversation, and it's so minor that it can be argued that it wasn't even that. If they really want to do a gay character, that's how they should do it. Not like a whole farewell, loving, like, the way they did it was messy. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to get into a huge deal because it could be its own video on its own, and I'm not the person to do that. But, there's just so many Eternals, and I don't care about half of them. This movie could literally just be the one girl, Icarus, Sprite, the filmmaker guy, and maybe the mind erase girl. Other than that, that's it. There's so many, and none of them matter. It's just so much, and I don't care. I just don't care about half of them. If they really wanted to do 10 of them, it should have just been like a musical montage in the background of them showing up and the character looking up and seeing all of them. Then bam, cuts to the next one and it shows all of them together. We don't need 10 separate fleshed out characters in a 2-hour movie. Because then we get this mess of trying to remember each person's name and crap. And, like, okay. It's a lot, and I'm not a fan. What else we got? The final battle is baffling. So, like, the first whole 3/4 of the movie, it's fine. It's average Marvel. Everyone saying this didn't feel like a Marvel movie was wrong. This feels like a Marvel movie. It has the same, like, kind of jokes. Has the same tone for most of it. It feels like a Marvel movie. But then we get to the final battle, and it falls off the frickin' rocker. So the big guy starts to, like, hatch out of the earth. And so, okay, now we need to make this Unimind thing. Except, they don't explain how it works. Like, I had to ask my dad, like, wait, how can she still use her powers if they draw this thing out of her? It's like, oh, that's just her connection to the big guy. It's like, what is happening? Explain these things. What? The biggest problem of the movie is that they spend so long focusing on each Eternal that they don't stop and explain what's happening and what half of the things in this movie means. I finished watching the movie. I'm still very confused about 90% of the Eternals lore and crap around them. Because there's just so much packed into, like, 10 total minutes of exposition. They want to start a whole new, like, team of the in the new MCU. Why did we get 10 full minutes? Like, if we 10 total minutes of exposition about this team, like, and the like 3/4 of the movie that we got around each of them just doesn't matter. It can all be cut out. You can cut out every single encounter with each of the Eternals, except for maybe the India one and maybe the South America one. Other than that, no. And you know what my biggest confusion about this movie is? That they just choose not to explain. How do they get everywhere? Like, at one point, they're in, like, India, and then they realize, okay, the next one that we need to go talk to is in South America. Next scene, they're just there. Like, how did this happen? Like, it's implied that they take the plane, but how does how do they get places when he is not there? Like, in the final battle, when the guy with the plane just walks out and leaves, how do they all still get to, like, the Indian Ocean to fight the final boss? It's just, they don't stop to explain it. Because they're just out of time. Because they spent so much time focusing on each separate Eternal when there was just nothing there. It's a lot. And then we talk about my biggest baffling moment in this entire movie. So, spoiler alerts at this point. This is where we get into spoiler territories because we're starting about talking about the final boss now. And the final battle. So, spoilers. There are 2 mind-boggling decisions made at the end. Let's talk about the not as crazy one. So there's this big, like, angry deviant, they're called, I think. I don't even remember. Again, pointing out the flaws. Big, giant, evil deviant. He can kill them. He can steal their powers. And he's the only one that can, like, talk and communicate with them. He's cool. He seems like a villain. Nope. One fight scene, dead. Then there's still 40% of the movie left. Okay. The dude doesn't even have a name. Like, I know I haven't been saying any of the characters' names because I flat out don't remember them. This guy didn't even have a name. It was just Big Deviant. Okay, so here's how I'd fix this. If you want to have all of these Eternals die throughout the movie, why did we have one big one killing them if we don't even take that character and do anything with them? Just have a random deviant kill one of them during the battle to show that the deviants are powerful. Where we are now in the movie, it feels like... Sorry, I'm digging for something as a visual stimuli. It feels like they're all just the stupid frickin' Chitaris, which just be like cannon fodder, and we don't even do anything with them. They all just be like cannon fodder, and I don't understand why they're supposed to be intimidating, because they could just kill it in a few seconds. You want to make them menacing and seem powerful? You show that a deviant can kill an Eternal if they want, and they can. So you kill off a few of the Eternals just from random deviants to show that they're all powerful. That's the biggest problem with the villain. Why would you have a not named, crazy strong leader of the deviants if the deviants don't even seem intimidating and this villain doesn't seem intimidating? It just makes all the deviants seem useless in general. And honestly, now that I'm talking about it, the deviants could just be written out of this entire movie and it'd be almost identical. Like, they're not even the final battle. They're not even a big deal at all, really. The biggest thing they do is kill off random Eternals. But if you really want to keep them dead, don't even write them in the movie to begin with. Like I said, it could just be like the 5 or 6 main Eternals, and that's it. Why would you even have the deviants? And why would you even make the characters that die in the movie? It's just, they don't do anything. And it's just mind-boggling. And then we get to the biggest crazy point in the entire movie. Where, they stopped the big space celestial from hatching. And the Earth is saved. And the main guy, who, spoiler alert, he's a twist villain. He thought that the Celestials were right, so he wants to stop all of them. So they stop him. They stop the thing from happening, and he's like, "Oh, I was wrong. I'm so sorry I hurt all of you." And then he just looks up, flies into space, and flies into the sun. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. He just flies into the sun and kills himself. Why? Why did this happen? Why? Oh my gosh. I promise you, this movie isn't bad. It's just baffling. It's just so many little things they could fix to make the movie better. But, like, it's just baffling that they decide that, okay, our second most important character, other than the main character, he realizes he's wrong. What do we do now? He's still a bad guy. We don't want him in future movies. We don't want to keep him around. Okay. He just kills himself. How does he do that? They're immortal. They can fly in space, right? Yeah. Just flies into the sun. Genius. Dies immediately. Why? It's just... I haven't gotten this passionate about a Marvel movie in a long time. Since, like, Endgame, I guess. And maybe No Way Home. But it's just baffling that the decisions that Marvel chooses to make in this movie. Is it a bad movie? It's bordering bad movie. I'd still say go watch it. Because, honestly, you could just watch the end credit scenes and you'll probably be set up for the next few movies. And maybe the final scene. Because... I don't understand. It's just a lot, and most of the movie is just a lot of garbage waiting for the final battle to happen. When the final battle happens, it's underwhelming on its own. It is not the worst Marvel movie. It's the third worst Marvel movie. Thor: The Dark World and Hulk are still the two worst. It's the third worst Marvel movie. I went in expecting for the internet to be overreacting and thinking, oh no, it wasn't that bad. Like, I thought it was average. No, it's not good. It's not even really average. It's just baffling. The word of the day to describe Eternals is baffling. And that is my review on Eternals. You should still go watch it, because it still sets up a lot of future MCU movies. It's just, keep your expectations in check, that things don't make sense, you won't understand half of what's going on, most of characters don't matter. It's just baffling. And that is my final word of the day. Thank you all for watching. See you later. I hope I can make this freaking Skylanders video soon, because I have them all here. I just need my laptop back. See ya!